This is Sunrise Extra, streaming live on Wave Now.
Good morning. This is an exciting week, for sports because we have the Cards UK game tonight. Then Friday night, there's another Cards game.
Yeah.
So football game.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I mean, a busy time right now. I like how you chose the neutral purple this morning.
Yeah.
I went with the red lipstick, a little bit of a nod, and Rob went with the red this morning. Was that a choice?
It was a choice.
Okay, conscious choice.
But there is some blue in that tie.
There is blue. Very minute. And I got the blue.
I'm as neutral as you can get. But I tried, it's usually on rivalry days, wear red to support the Hilltoppers because that's the easiest, easiest way, through that conversation, being a Hilltopper.
Right.
It helps, All right, it's cold out there this morning, guys. And you know what? If you're heading to the game tonight at the KFCM Center, it is going to still be cold, but it'll be nearly 10 degrees warmer than what it is now. So it'll at least be an improved setup as we evolve to later on today, although quite windy, as you're about to see coming up later on. A beautiful sunrise about to take hold this morning as we look off to the east. Gorgeous shot there atop the Waterfront Plaza in downtown. 27. We've been holding at 27 for hours, it seems like, and that looks to be our low. We may briefly drop to 26 before we reverse here very soon. 23 in Fort Knox. Check the lowest in Kentucky so far I've been able to find. That's in far east Kentucky at 12. Right now is the current temperature there. All right, we've got at least a quiet setup. You saw the SkyTrack camera, mainly clear, but clouds will filter in this morning. Could even get a flurry or two as this little ripple of moisture kind of just quickly skims across areas of I-65. Not a big ordeal, nothing like yesterday. Hour by hour today, we'll climb into the 40s with gusty winds, making it feel like the 30s throughout much of this Tuesday. Rob, that in itself just still makes us cold at heart, but at least it'll be... Yeah, that'll warm us up.
Absolutely, and we look forward to that. Brian, thank you so much, and good morning to you at 7:02 on your hopefully terrific Tuesday morning. Happy to report no crashes that'll affect your commute, at least so far this morning. We're looking at the big picture right now. A lot of green all throughout the metro. We do have that one spot of red right up at 265 and 150 near Fern Creek, but no reports of any kind of an accident there. We just have some sort of a slowdown, so do be aware of that. Otherwise, things looking pretty good out there this morning. Your metro traffic cameras, your speeds coming along right as we would predict them this time of morning. Everything looking clear and dry. Just a beautiful day out there so far. And look at those beautiful fall colors. If you've not had a chance to get out there and enjoy those yet, please do so. We'll keep you posted throughout the morning. Ladies, over to you.
Thank you. Today marks 1 week since the UPS plane crash that killed 14 people.
The scene continues to be an active site as first responders work to clear the half-a-mile-wide debris field. Investigators say the plane's left engine detached during takeoff. The plane then hit the Kentucky Petroleum Recycling Center and Grade A Auto Parts on Great Lane. 3 of the people who were on the plane were killed. Captain Richard Wartenberg, First Officer Lee Truitt, and International Release Officer Captain Dana Diamond. The 11 others killed were on the ground. At least 18 were injured. The National Transportation Safety Board is now reviewing the flight data that was recovered in the black box. And now the focus is on cleaning up that area. A central focus is on the environmental concerns for Mayor Greg Greenberg's office. The executive director of MSD says environmental response teams responded within 90 minutes of the crash. Rob Wells is back with details. Rob.
Olivia, the Environmental Protection Agency confirming crews and contractors have collected more than 286,000 gallons of oil-water mixture. The mayor confirming the Louisville Metropolitan Sewer District has also prevented more than 30,000 gallons of oil going into groundwater. MSD's Industrial Waste Division has been monitoring waterways for potential contamination and runoff and starting mitigation efforts. The mayor confirming that the team placed floating booms that actually absorb oil and affect waterways in areas such as the northern ditch.
Even before they got onto the scene, MSD was there. Jody was recounting how there are very few incidents that he can recall where the cleanup is beginning while the first responders are still on scene responding. But because of that fast action by MSD, we really did prevent an even worse catastrophe from some of the fuel and other things that were on the plane and that happened as a result.
Officials confirming that runoff is primarily in the Pond Creek watershed. MSD says the Melco drainage basin was impacted by the runoff from this site, but has been isolated since. And what was collected in that basin wasn't released into waterways. Meanwhile, last Friday, MSD put out an advisory urging people to avoid waterways in southern Jefferson County due to potential contamination. MSD says that the advisory remains in effect and people should avoid Pond Creek, the northern ditch, and southern ditch. Olivia?
Thank you, Rob. Several businesses say it could be months before they can return to their offices near the crash site. Printing ink company Quantum Ink says it normally ships out around 50,000 pounds of ink a day to clients. However, since the crash, company leaders say they've had to reroute orders to other companies out of state. Quantum Ink's president and CEO says he hopes they can get back to their office soon.
Not ideal. It's costing us a literal fortune in time, effort, tax, stress, dollars. And we're pulling every favor card that we can. But honestly, the machine that is the way we're functioning now is actually improving daily, moment by the minute.
Metro EMS Director Jody Myman says starting today, a hotline will be ready for businesses and people affected by the crash. Mayor Greenberg says by the end of the week, a community resource center will also be set up.
A man died after a shooting with Nelson County deputies in Bardstown. Kentucky State Police say a father called Nelson County deputies saying his son was firing a gun in a threatening manner Monday afternoon. Investigators say the suspect, 37-year-old Terry Carney, left in his truck and sped off when deputies tried to pull him over. Carney then ran his truck off the road. State police say Carney got out of the truck while holding a gun and fired the weapon, and officers shot back. Investigators say Carney was shot but can't confirm if it was a deputy's bullet that killed him. His body is now at the state medical examiner's office for an autopsy. KSP will lead the investigation. No deputies were hurt. A bill to end the government shutdown now heads to the House, which that vote could take place as early as Wednesday.
The Senate's approval came after hours of voting and debate to finalize the compromise. 8 members of the Democratic caucus voted with Republicans to pass the bill. Every Republican voted in favor except Kentucky Senator Rand Paul due to a provision on hemp. That provision would crack down on hemp products that were legalized through the 2018 Farm Bill. Paul says the measure unfairly targets Kentucky's hemp farmers. The 8 Democrats, they say they worked out a deal with Republican leaders to bring a vote on health care subsidies to the floor. Extending subsidies to keep Affordable Care Act premiums from skyrocketing was Democrats' main negotiating point during the shutdown. Most Democrats wanted a guarantee the subsidies would be extended, not simply a vote on the issue. The legislation now goes back to the House.
A Texas man is now criminally accused of threatening U of L head football coach Jeff Brom, his family, and Card starting quarterback Miller Moss. Brian Mandel faces 6 counts of terroristic threatening and 1 count of attempted theft by extortion over $10,000. Court documents say the crimes happened last Saturday and Sunday. The extortion attempt involves Moss. On Saturday, Louisville lost to California on home turf in overtime. Mandel's been indicted but not arrested, so there's no mugshot to show right now. The indictment also doesn't give a motive or more details. U of L sent us a statement saying, in part, the safety and well-being of our students, staff, and community remain our highest priority. We commend law enforcement for their swift and decisive action in addressing this matter. You can see the full statement on wave3.com. Tonight, it's all about basketball. U of L and UK men's basketball teams are going head-to-head, renewing that rivalry.
U of L has lost the last 3 games in the series. Their last win was in 2020 at the Yum Center. Wave News reporter Kirsten Foote is live there this morning ahead of all that excitement. Good morning, Kirsten.
Hey guys, good morning to you. It's pretty quiet outside the Yum Center right now, but it's going to be a very different story in a little over 12 hours when we know this area is going to be flooded with UK and U of L fans heading in for arguably one of the biggest games of the season for both teams. Now, both teams are heading into tonight undefeated, and they're ranked in the top 15, which is the first since 2016. The Cards have scored over 100 points in each of their first 2 games of the season, but tonight will be a huge step up in competition when they're meeting a UK team ranked number 9 in the AP poll. Now, this will be the first road test for the season for the Cats, who also come in winning their first 2 games by blowouts. Coach Kelsey says it'll be a big challenge tonight for those who are new to the rivalry. Some UK players say that they've been preparing teammates for what to expect.
Ken Palm has them the number 1 team in the country for a reason. They're very talented. They're very good on both ends of the floor. They're very well coached, and it's a big challenge, and we're excited about the opportunity.
How long did it take you to figure out the rivalry, and how much fun is it being a part of it?
It was very fast. I think my first interaction with BBN was some people coming throwing L's down.
All right, so UK leads the series 40-17. The teams have played each other every season since 1983. Tonight's tip-off is at 8 o'clock at the Yum Center down here. At last check on Ticketmaster, I did see a single ticket for $174, and then they go up pretty steep from there. So there are still tickets available if you're looking to head to tonight's game. Shannon, Olivia, back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Kirsten. Infants born at Norton Women's and Children's Hospital will soon get free books thanks to a collaboration involving Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. The launch of Imagination Library at the hospital is funded by a $100,000 grant from the PNC Foundation and honors the memory of Junior Bridgman, a former NBA player, local entrepreneur, and philanthropic leader. He died earlier this year. Books given to families in November will include a sticker with this message saying, "In honor of Junior Bridgman, a champion for kids to inspire young readers." All of the newborns will get a copy of The Little Engine That Could. Wave News helped bring Imagination Library to Louisville, and you can register your child under the age of 5 to get a free book in the mail every month. Just go to imaginationlibrarylouisville.org. Silicon recovery efforts starting to ramp up after Hurricane Melissa tore through the Caribbean.
You'll hear the new investment the U.S. is making to help people who lost everything.
New this morning, the United States is providing nearly $12.6 million in additional emergency assistance to Jamaica and Haiti following Hurricane Melissa. The State Department says the majority of the funding, which is more than $10 million, will go to Jamaica. That'll help with clearing debris, providing shelter and emergency health care as well. $2.5 million will go to Haiti to support similar efforts. The U.S. had announced an initial portion of $24 million in emergency assistance last week for Jamaica, Haiti, the Bahamas, and Cuba.
But right now things are calm here, other than that snow that came through yesterday.
Yeah, didn't stick around though.
Yeah, it's I didn't get as much hate mail as I thought. And talking about it, usually when I talk about snow 20 million times a day, I get something, but no, not yet. I know, it isn't a gorgeous start to the day. I mean, yesterday, yeah, it was pretty with the snowflakes. Today, we got a gorgeous sunrise. It just looks cold though, right? And yeah, it's because it is. It's cold and chilly out there. Temperatures will be staying generally into the 20s throughout the morning. 27 right now. Feels like 20 as you venture outside. And we take out live to the storm tracker right now, which has been traveling not too far away from Hillcrest Avenue area, not far from Frankfurt Avenue. You can see traffic starting to decrease out there. Pretty fall colors. Looks like the street there from Halloween. Michael Myers there, doesn't it? In Haddonfield. All right, 27 degrees in Louisville now, 23 as you head toward Fort Knox, 23 into Cordon at the moment. That wind chill still running, as you saw there at Ollie, about 19. That's pretty common. The thing is, even though the actual number is going to go up today into the 40s, the wind is also going to compete and be jealous, basically, and try to rise at the same time. And that will allow for both of them to compete this afternoon for who's going to be able to keep us on the colder side. And I think that wind is going to end up winning out. So you'll need that winter coat all day. Keep that in mind. As you head out to the west, yeah, we got some clouds that are strolling in. Not exactly an overcast setup, but a few of these clouds will try to squeeze out a couple of snow flurries. I have yet to see much being reported at the ground level. I even checked over toward Chicago and toward areas of Peoria. But I can't rule out a stray snow flurry. It's possible as a little ripple of moisture moves on by. But it is a sign, when you see that on the radar, it's a sign that we're getting a batch of warmer air trying to build into the Ohio Valley. So if you're a fan ready for that, that's a big plus. Now, as this little ripple passes by and gets to the other side of 65, well, the wind is trailing in behind it. So as the little band of moisture has been moving across Illinois through the overnight, now crossing into Indiana, the wind speeds are going up right in behind it. And we'll see that trend here locally. Once we get to about lunch today and thereafter, we'll be on the other side of that boundary. Our speeds will also begin to increase. We're talking about a gust average right now of about 25 to 30 miles per hour as we head into this afternoon. But with temperatures only in the 40s, it'll feel like 35 to 38 much of this Tuesday, only in the lower 40s away from the city limits. So, yeah, it's still a cold day for sure. Tomorrow we'll make some ground. In fact, throughout the entire week, we're going to really gain back some digits that we lost here early this week, right? It was such an intense rubber band pulling there of an Arctic blast early this week. Everything's just snapping back into place. And once that happens, you get another surge of warmth coming back in. And we'll see that build in as we get into especially Friday and Saturday. Those 2 days look great. Saturday right now I would think would be a little bit sunnier than Friday will be if the trends hold, but still both will be fairly decent. But lurking it behind that will be some cooler weather. That will arrive as we head into really the extended part of the forecast. I think overall in the 10-day, you'll see a step down. It'll be fairly gradual next weekend from 70s to 60s to 50s, and then we do get a little noisy as we head toward next week with a few systems coming our way. But really, between now and the weekend, Olivia, it looks to be in fine shape here in Ohio Valley as we get back in the 70s.
All right, what a swing. Thank you, Brian.
Sure.
The U.S. Supreme Court is rejecting a bill that could have opened the door for a landmark decision to be overturned. The case was brought by former Rowan County, Kentucky clerk Kim Davis. Davis was sued in 2015 for refusing to issue same-sex marriage licenses, even after the landmark Obergefell versus Hodges decision made gay marriage legal. The couple sued Davis, and she was ordered to pay the $100,000 in damages. Monday's appeal to the Supreme Court had to do with Davis's liability for those damages and not about same-sex marriage directly. Sam Markison, a professor at the University of Louisville's Brandeis School of Law, says the indirect nature of the case is why many experts believe the court refused to hear it.
The Supreme Court looks for if they want to take up an issue, looks for a good vehicle, one that raises the issue cleanly and directly. And in Davis's case, it didn't do that.
In a statement, the Louisville Pride Foundation said its members believe this is a step forward in a marathon they've been running for equality. The Liberty Council, the organization representing Davis, says they're disappointed in Monday's decision, but they will not stop pushing to overturn it.
President Donald Trump is warning air traffic controllers who don't show up for work that they'll have their pay cut.
In a social media post, President Trump said air traffic controllers who have taken time away from the job during the government shutdown would be, quote, substantially docked. Controllers are labeled as essential workers and have had to keep working without pay during the shutdown. Many, however, have refused to show up for work. In response to the lack of workers, transportation officials ordered airlines to cancel and delay thousands of flights to alleviate the workload on remaining controllers.
Impacts at airports from the government shutdown have more travelers considering buying travel insurance. According to a travel expert, they say you'll want to look at different plans and understand what is covered. Some plans let you cancel for any reason, others only cover specific reasons, and the more that is covered, typically the higher the cost is.
Consider travel insurance if you're traveling internationally, or if you're booking non-refundable types of travel, or if you have certain medical conditions or things that you want to make sure are covered.
Also check if your credit card has travel insurance. The travel expert also says for the coverage to apply, you have to use that specific credit card when you're booking, whether it's with the airfare, car rental, or hotel accommodations.
New research is showing weight loss drugs could be used to improve symptoms of long COVID. Julia Moore-Vogel is the senior program director at Scripps Research, and she says there's been anecdotal evidence over the past few years of people who are taking GLP-1s like Ozempic and Zepbound for weight loss.
There have been cases about it helping with autoimmune conditions, decreasing rates of cancer, helping decrease addiction. And so we basically don't fully understand what is happening with these drugs.
Researchers are using digital tools to do trial tests on patients. Participants can be anywhere in the United States with the exception of Hawaii, and everything you need will be shipped directly to your house.
A lot of people are housebound, a subset of them are bedbound, and so they generally are systematically excluded from trials that require you to go in person to a clinic.
Half of patients will be on the GLP-1 drug and the other half will be on the placebo. Check-ins will happen through video chats, and because of what this drug is typically used for, a monitor like Garmin Watch will be worn to keep an eye on weight. Still ahead here on Sunrise Extra, it's Veterans Day, and we're sharing a special ceremony put together here in Louisville.
Plus some deals on free meals. We'll be right back. Many businesses in Wave Country are offering veterans some special deals as a token of appreciation. Louisville area McDonald's are offering a free Egg McMuffin meal for breakfast or free chicken strips meal for lunch or dinner to veterans. And Krispy Kreme will serve veterans a free small hot or iced coffee and a free donut too. Wawa is offering a free any size hot coffee. And we have some more special offers on wave3.com. We'll be right back.
This Wave News Update is sponsored by Oxmoor Auto Group.
Good morning, I'm Shannon Kogan. Today marks 1 week since the UPS plane crash that killed 14 people. Today, Metro Emergency Management is expected to launch a hotline to help businesses and people affected by the crash. The areas around the crash have been limited to first responders and federal investigators who are looking into the cause. Louisville city leaders say limiting environmental contamination is a key concern as cleanup continues around the half-mile debris field. Let's go to Brian right now. Any more snow expected today?
I think we could get maybe a flake or two in Indiana, but nothing like yesterday. Most of the area will be fine. In fact, a gorgeous sunrise now showing up. Look from the top of the waterfront plaza in downtown Louisville. You can see all the steam coming up off some of the buildings in downtown as well. All right, 27 degrees at Ollie International. Feels like 20 outside. We've got widespread 20s from one side of Wave Country to the other. And if you get enough wind, you'll see wind chills in the teens in your area as well. Nice and quiet. You saw some of the clouds showing up on the satellite image that were moving into the area. But overall, we'll end up staying partly cloudy for a while. May briefly go mostly cloudy for Indiana as we head toward the lunch hour. Otherwise, gusty winds later on today will push wind chills into the 30s despite highs in the 40s. Rob.
Brian, thanks so much. is joining us, 7:28 on what I'm hoping is a terrific Tuesday for you. Cold conditions out there, going to need the seat warmers and, of course, the defrosters, but no major accidents to talk about or any snafus on the roadways. The big picture looking pretty good right now. A lot of green out there. Still seeing a little bit of a slowdown right at 265 and 150 near the Fern Creek area. No reports of any kind of a crash, but there is some sort of a backup in that area. We are continuing to watch that for you. Otherwise, your Metro traffic cameras looking pretty good. Speeds as they are expected to be this time of morning. Buckle up, make it a safe Tuesday morning.
Good morning. Thanks for staying with us here for Sunrise Extra. I'm Olivia Russell. Let's get you the latest on that UPS plane crash because today marks 1 week since the tragedy. The scene continues to be an active site. First responders still working to clear that half-mile wide debris field. Investigators say the plane's left engine detached during takeoff. The plane then hit the Kentucky Petroleum Recycling Center and Grade A Auto Parts on Great Lane. We know 3 people were killed, and they were members of the crew of that plane. That's Captain Richard Wartenberg, First Officer Lee Truitt, and International Relief Officer Captain Dana Diamond. The 11 other victims killed were on the ground, including a child. At least 18 people were injured in that crash. The National Transportation Safety Board is reviewing flight data recovered in the black boxes. But the UPS plane crash is drawing comparisons to the American Airlines crash back in 1979. That plane also lost its left engine while taking off. A video from that crash in 1979 shows the left engine's pylon being recovered after falling off. Now the NTSB says the same thing happened on the UPS flight. An investigation of the 1979 crash found an airline maintenance workers had removed and reinstalled the engine and pylon as one assembly against the manufacturer's maintenance recommendations. FAA records show the UPS plane's left pylon had a crack repaired in 2019. The agency has grounded all MD-11 aircrafts nationwide as they can be inspected individually. The Independent Pilots Association has welcomed the grounding, saying in part, quote, "The grounding of the MD-11 fleet at UPS will help answer the question, was Flight 2976 an aircraft-specific issue or an MD-11 fleet-wide problem?" The NTSB said it was sending a team down to UPS's contract maintenance facility in San Antonio to gather records. The plane went through heavy maintenance there in September and October. While Congress works to get the government back open after more than a month, families who rely on SNAP are still working to keep food on the table. Congressman Morgan McGarvey visited a food pickup in Newburgh yesterday to offer support. Later, in a separate event, McGarvey said the Trump administration is not following the law by withholding funds from SNAP.
They're actively fighting to feed people right now. The courts have stepped in. They said the money's there. Congress put it there. You have to use it. You have to use it to feed people. They need to follow the law, and they need to recognize that people are suffering as a result of their actions. Okay.
The bill passed by the Senate now
On
moves
this vote,
to the House
the
to vote
ayes are
on it.
60,
That vote
the
could come
nays
as
are
early
40.
as
The bill as
today.
amended.
Meanwhile, Indiana's Family and Social Services Administration is moving ahead and giving partial payments to Hoosier SNAP benefits. Governor Braun says the state will start issuing partial benefits, and payments could make it to EBT accounts as early as today. This is also making it easier for the state to deliver full benefits to qualifying households as soon as possible. If not for the shutdown, Indiana's payments would have been disbursed November 4th. And if you or someone you know needs food in the Louisville Metro, businesses and organizations are still working to feed the community. Starting today at 4 o'clock, Four Peg Smokehouse and Bar is providing a special offer. They say staff will prepare and give out 200 meals for people. The restaurant is on Goss Avenue. It also has a community pantry stocked with non-perishable foods, baby supplies, and pet food. Police in southern Indiana say they're looking for a person involved in a theft. Clarksville police say they think this person robbed someone using a gun. Officers want to know anyone with a clue as to who this person is or where they may have gone to contact them. We're learning new details now about an 8-year-old child who died after police say they shot themselves. Police say it happened when 2 adults were in the house at the time, but the child was alone in a room with a gun. It happened at a Fern Creek home on Bardstown Road near Beulah Church Road on Saturday night. Police believe the shooting was accidental and no charges are expected. A recent state report on preventable child fatalities found unsafe storage of firearms was a factor in 58% of accidental gun injuries. Advocates at Norton Children's say it's important to lock up weapons so these shootings can be avoided.
It is becoming more and more common to educate on this topic as it's happening. Unfortunately, more and more people are seeing it on the news, on social media. And so we're hoping to just continue to educate and to hopefully empower people to have these conversations to try to keep their kids safe.
Norton Children's offers safety classes and promotes the triple safe storage method. That means firearms are unloaded and ammunition and guns are locked and stored separately. Well, things looked a little different from normal business inside the Louisville Marriott East Hotel's restaurant. Local hospitality partners met up for a special training. Charred Bourbon Kitchen and Lounge is a member of the Safe Bar Network. The program teaches staff how to de-escalate tense situations and try to prevent customers from consuming too much alcohol. Instructors say the goal is to teach staff crucial skills that keep customers safe while they enjoy a night out.
So many things are happening in the world and people can never be too careful. So we have to do the best that we can to make sure hospitality is first. So to promote that, we have to provide a safe environment where people feel comfortable enjoying food and drinks with their friends and family. If something doesn't feel comfortable, raise your hand, tell a manager, tell a server, hey, look, there's something going on and we need to do the best that we can so that we don't feel uncomfortable.
The Safe Bar Network says it has more than 200 venue members and has trained almost 8,000 people. Organizations are coming together to help get more Kentucky kids back in school as chronic absenteeism continues to be a problem, especially for kids here in Jefferson County. The Book Works has partnered with the Portland, Smoketown, and South Louisville neighborhoods to create what are called education engagement hubs. These are for middle and high school students who are not attending school in person for any reason to get resources they may need to succeed educationally. The hubs offer everything from homework help to social and emotional activities, even food. Overall, the goal is to help young people get reconnected with learning by providing a space and people dedicated to helping them reach their goals.
It definitely helps them connect with community-based resources, while also giving them a person, that can help them walk through the situations or, help them get back into school. And we just try to help them get back on track, whatever that looks like for them.
There are 3 educational engagement hubs in Jefferson County. The hours vary on each location, but they're all open Monday through Thursday. You can learn more about the hubs and the resources they offer online at thebookworks.org. Retail stores are preparing for the holiday shopping season with significantly fewer seasonal workers.
Just replace this. We work.
We're hearing reports that retailers plan to hire between 265 and 365,000 seasonal workers this year. That's a significant drop from the 440,000 that were hired last year. That's due to economic uncertainty, inflation, and tariffs. And it also marks the lowest level of seasonal hiring in 15 years. Now, while hiring is declining, spending is expected to rise. The Federation expects holiday spending to exceed $1 trillion for the first time this year. Well, think about how it felt when you first learned how to ride a bike, and it probably felt freeing. There's a local organization that's helping people to gain that independence. In our latest What's Good story, Wave News anchor Myra Ansari takes you to St. Matthews, where a group is putting power behind every pedal.
In here today is what happens all the time here. It looks like it's surgery.
Hydraulic brakes.
We're a well-kept secret.
With busy people.
The group is just a lot of former bikers, a lot of retired guys.
I like it. We're giving to the community.
It's almost like a guys club.
A club with a mission. It's called Pedal Power.
People found out about it, and all of a sudden the bikes started showing up outside of the garage here, and we couldn't stop it. I mean, they just kept coming and coming.
We're ready, folks. All right, thank you. That's a nice one.
Everybody has a bike sitting in their garage or attic or basement or somewhere that that's not in use.
Some girl will love that bike.
Why not, instead of throwing them away, give them to an organization that can fix them up and find people that can use them?
The Pedal Power bikes give people that freedom and independence that they may not have had.
We'll rinse it off now.
People like refugees.
We knew that community came here without cars, without money, without driver's license, and they needed a form of transportation other than TARC. Okay, Terry, these two are giants.
They also give the bikes to area community ministries.
I just get these.
Those two right there?
People getting out of prison and the homeless.
There we go, Terry.
Terry Robinson has received a bike from Pedal Power in the past.
And I'm glad you came today.
Thank you. Great people in our community. There's great people out of the community.
This time, he's passing the gift forward, picking up a bike for someone else who needs it.
It made me feel good. I'm 55. I got less days in front of me than I do in back of me. So I want to do something good.
That looked like they're in pretty good shape.
And he does this often.
I met a girl on a bus stop the other day. She was late for work, and she needed a 24-inch bike. Bike trick.
All right, thank you.
All right. So I came out here, got it, and I delivered to her job for her, and she was so happy. And that's kind of stuff like that brings joy to my heart.
Joy, like being a kid on a bike again.
Definitely brings joy to your heart there. Pedal Power Mission says when it started in 2013, their mission was to give away 50 bikes, but the donations just kept pouring in, and so they've given away nearly 11,000 bikes over the years. For more information on Pedal Power, just click on this story on wave3.com. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in 2 minutes. Today is Veterans Day, and we want to start with a big thank you to all of those who served. And there are several events honoring our nation's veterans today and continuing throughout the week. This year marks 50 years since the Vietnam War ended. A special ceremony was held yesterday for veterans by Congressman Morgan McGarvey. Many veterans from the war shared stories of returning home and not receiving the same praise that soldiers in other wars had. During the pinning ceremony, each veteran received a special token of thanks as an overdue apology.
And all I can say is, to the 58,000 people on the wall, 479, they gave it all. They're the heroes. We came home. We're all right. And to my Vietnam brothers, all I can say is, welcome home, brothers.
Welcome home. Yeah, that's right. And today, the Kentucky Vietnam War Veterans Memorial in Frankfort is set to host a Veterans Day observance that starts at 11 o'clock. An 85-year-old man is making sure the legacy of all veterans lives on. He built a veterans memorial inside a Missouri nursing home, but many don't know he's a veteran himself. Michael Bush has the story.
At Ellisville Rehabilitation and Nursing, caregivers tend to daily needs. But one volunteer tends to lasting legacies.
I'm kind of a patriotic guy.
Inside, there's a room here that looks nothing like the rest. No monitors, no medicine, just memories. It's a shrine to service, a museum of mementos from residents past and present. And the curator is an 85-year-old Good Samaritan who simply couldn't let these stories fade away.
Because I grew up during World War II.
Bob Morris has been a volunteer here for the past 18 years.
And I hung 3 here and 3 on this side.
And he spent a lot of time talking with residents.
And they went in together in 1946.
Many of whom are veterans.
I never had any relatives killed in the war. So when you hear stories like that, it's a love. I mean, it's a hobby. It's more than a hobby.
Morris is a Vietnam War era Army veteran himself, an ambulance driver turned cook in the reserves. But this is about honoring everyone else who wore the uniform.
He had 35 years in the Army.
He listens.
These were the veterans that lived here.
He labels and he learns.
I didn't have to be a man to join the Coast Guard.
Lisa Elam served 6 years in the Coast Guard. When she arrived here as a resident, she noticed something was missing.
I said, where are the females?
So Bob built her a display, complete with a Coast Guard flag.
He doesn't let people know that he's actually a veteran. He just does it for us.
I'm glad I served.
Vietnam veteran Russell Kennan says this tribute is like therapy.
I've had 5 classmates that went to high school. I went to high school with that passed away there. So it's kind of weird, you know.
For Russell, it's a reminder of sacrifice. For Bob, a reminder of why this room matters.
I've never left her upset. I mean, I always walked out of here with a smile on my face.
As a veteran, it brings tears to my eyes.
Because in this room, the past isn't forgotten. It's framed, polished, and saluted.
You're welcome, kid. Thanks for coming down.
Bob Morris reminding us
you're welcome, bud.
That the truest form of gratitude isn't saying thank you for your service. It's making sure that service is never forgotten.
The Vatican has released a documentary about the life of Robert Francis Prevost. That was before he became pontiff. The film is titled Leo from Chicago. It centers on the personal history of Pope Leo XIV and his U.S. roots. The documentary uses interviews, footage, and images to tell his story. The in-depth interviews include with Leo's brothers, Louis and John Prevost. The film is published in 3 languages, English, Italian, and Spanish, and it's on the Vatican News YouTube channel right now. Target customers can get an even friendlier shopping experience, part of the company's new 10-4 policy. The retailer's new policy requires employees to greet all customers within a 10-foot distance. Staff members must smile, make eye contact, wave, and use approachable body language, and employees within 4 feet of a shopper have to personally greet them vocally. Target says they hope it will make customers feel even more appreciated, which I have to say I already feel pretty welcome at Target. Well, McRib fans, the wait is over. The iconic sandwich is back. It's returning to McDonald's restaurants in Louisville today for a limited time only. The McRib has become a fan favorite thanks to the seasoned pork patty on barbecue sauce topped with onions and pickles all on a bun. The McRib is available starting today at McDonald's restaurants in Louisville for a limited time. You can also order a McRib through the McDonald's app. I've never tried one, but might just have to do that. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with some headlines in sports. Cincinnati Bengals fans have gone through some emotional turmoil this season. They've been without their star quarterback, Joe Burrow. He hasn't taken a snap since September 14th, but that could change soon because Burrow returned to practice yesterday. Certainly a welcome sight to see. As the first time since he was sidelined due to the toe injury. The Bengals are calling it limited practice for now. He started by throwing some passes to his receivers, but he's not doing any at the full speed practice reps this week. When asked if he played again this season, he hinted it depends on how he feels the next couple of weeks at practice and how the team plays if there's still a shot at the playoffs.
Injury mindset where, you kind of take a deep breath and then get back to it. And then juggling that with the idea that I could potentially still play this year and, we could still be in it and all of those things. So it's been a lot going on in my mind.
Just hoping he's able to get healthy. The Bengals play the Steelers this Sunday in Pittsburgh. Two teenagers who first met while battling a rare form of leukemia at UK Hospital faced each other Friday night. Their high schools competed in the first round of the high school football playoffs. Reporter Madison Carmouche takes a look at their now unique friendship.
Just good luck.
Good luck. May the best man win. Go Cards.
Go Tribe.
Montgomery County High School senior Lucas Brown and South Laurel High School junior Gunnar Queen are meeting under the Friday night lights for the first time. Their paths first crossed 3 years ago at UK Hospital after an acute promyelocytic leukemia diagnosis.
And the fact that we both have made it through and have been able to meet each other again on this field tonight is a very impactful thing, very emotional thing.
Gunnar was diagnosed more than 1 year after Lucas was. But Gunnar's mom, Rita Queen, says doctors told her he only had days to live.
This doesn't happen. Two kids who were given a death sentence to suddenly were playing in a playoff game at a high school football at pretty high stakes.
Both teens finished their treatment and are now in remission. Lucas's mom, Beth Willoughby, says she is grateful the two teenagers could lean on one another. She says she is grateful for Gunnar's mom, Rita, for the same reason.
I was surrounded by a community that was behind us 100%.
But at the end of the day, I still felt alone because nobody else knew exactly what I was going through. So when Rita came along, it was a godsend.
The teens' parents say they are excited to see the two battle it out on the field after battling leukemia with so much bravery and resilience.
Even though they are rivals tonight, that they're both, overcoming such an amazing obstacle in their life.
They're teammates on such a bigger level.
In Montgomery County, Madison Carmouche, WKYT.
Such a special bond they have right there. Racing Louisville's historic season is ending with head coach Bev Yanez being named a finalist for the Coach of the Year award. Yanez led the racing team and set club records for wins, points, and earned its first NWSL playoff berth. Kansas City and Washington Spirits coaches were named the other finalists. The award will be decided by a weighted round of voting, including the league's players taking 40% of the vote. Owners, general managers, and coaches get 25%. Media also gets 25%, and fans get 10% of that vote. The winner will be announced on Wednesday, November 19th. Wishing her luck. She's already had such a great run. Well, today is the big day. U of L and UK will renew that rivalry inside the KFC Yum Center. It's the second meeting between coaches Mark Pope and Pat Kelsey. Pope and the Cats took the first game in Lexington last year between those two new coaches. Both teams are undefeated so far and ranked inside the top 15 for the early season matchup. It's the earliest this matchup has ever been played in the season. Tip-off is tonight at 8 o'clock at the KFC Yum Center, and you can watch it on ESPN. That's what I'll be doing. Might be a little bit tired tomorrow morning. That's all the time we have here for Sunrise Extra. Hope you have a great day. A big special thank you to all those who served on this Veterans Day too, and go Cards.